Hi everyone, very good evening to all. Let me start the recording as well. You guys let me know if you're able to see my screen. Is it visible, guys? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
sir. Yes, sir.
visible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Just give me one more minute. Let's start. All right. So welcome you all again in the session. And I can see 10 plus people are here. So let's start without any further delay because other people also might be joined. All right. So I believe you guys have the basic foundation, what we have discussed about the Palo Alto Firewall, about the uh, course content, right? We discuss about the why the firewall is very important. We discuss about different vendor like comparisons, right? Like Palo Alto, Checkpoint, FortiGate, Cisco ASM. We try to understand, right? Also, we have done discussion about the what we are going to cover in this Palo Alto firewall, right? Strata PS Ridge, right? Prisma Access, Cortex XDR. And also we discussed why the Palo Alto and FortiGate and Checkpoint are the leader in the market. And also we discussed about the certification part. So the basic things still we not started the module, but we have done a lot of basic discussion why the firewall is important and all. Before I start, and I would like to discuss about the why we need a firewall, like basic principle of the firewall, right? Key concept of the firewall, how the different threats, vulnerability, and also virus, worm, trojans, right? These DOS attack, data leak, and at the same time, we have the antivirus, like virus, spying activity, how these are going to be come in a picture while using the Palo Alto firewall. And by using this firewall, how we are going to protect from these kind of the issues, right? Especially from the virus, worm, and Trojan and the vulnerabilities, DOS attack. So we'll try to understand, right? And I will try to go and discuss a lot in deep, and hopefully you guys are going to understand. Meanwhile, anyone have any questions before we can start the session? And you guys want to have a discussion? Any doubt? Anything? If you have anything you missed in the previous discussion about the certifications, about the course content, about the how the roadmap is going to happen for this Palo Alto firewall, so please feel free to ask. I'll give just 1 minute. Venus, you want to ask something? Okay, so I'm considering you all are okay. But in case if you have any questions, you feel free to ask in the chat also, right? Anyone having any language issue, also please let me know so we can have a discussion as per your requirement for any topic you are not able to understand. I will try to make things very simple, but in case any issues, feel free to speak to me or might be put in the chat as well. All right.
Sir, Ranjan here.
Ranjan, can you just speak up? Your voice is not very much clear.
सर बोल रहे थे ये लैपटॉप का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन क्या चाहिए होगा?
Uh, See, Ranjan, there is no prerequisite for the laptop configuration, right? Because only you require the internet access. So if you have the internet access in your laptop, right, and you are able to open the browsers,
ओके
then
सर, बट आफ्टर 2 मंथ अगर हम इसको इंस्टॉल करें तो ये-
so minimum you require 32 GB RAM, right? And you must be required almost 12 to 16 core, right? And storage might be the generally 512 GB storage you are going to require. Uh, it is not going to require, but minimum this kind of the laptop desktop configuration come nowadays. So you can even 256 is also fine. Storage is
ये
not much.
16 GB पॉसिबल नहीं होगा ना?
16 GB you can run, but it is not going to perform well, right? If you're start, it might be start lacking, like lagging of your laptop, slowness, you start facing. This smooth is not going to work. So minimum 32 GB RAM, I would say you require it. All right, Ranjan?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's start there. So before I start, right, anyone know why we need a firewall and what is the firewall? Any answer? What is a firewall and why we need a firewall? Anyone want to contribute? Any idea? You might be wrong, right? Because you are here to learn. So just give me your thoughts. We'll make session. Yeah, please.
It is
One.
a security layer uh, for the package to transfer between source and destination.
Very nice, fine. Appreciate it. What others, guys? It's a kind of a security device which is going to help to protect our packet, which is going to transfer from source to destination. That is one definition. What other guys?
To
A
secure the net.
device to secure the network.
To secure the network. That's also very good. Yes,
So yes, it's a device which is placed between the inside and the outside network. It
mm-hmm.
is used to filter the packets at layer 3, layer 4, and layer 7.
Very nice. That's the most important. The layer 3, we can layer 4 and layer 7. Yeah, filter the packets. Okay, filter the packet, control the
To
packet.
secure the network, nowadays that layer 7 means we have the features like
Mm.
content filtering, app IDs, and all. These are the latest and next generation firewall features which has been used to secure the network from the outside vulnerabilities.
Superb. Thank you so much, Abhijit. Yeah,
Yeah,
you are almost everything covered, but I'll just explain how it
sure.
is going to relatable. Okay. Thank you. What else, guys? Anyone else? Like we have the 2, 3 versions now. Anyone else know what is a firewall? Why we need a firewall? Okay, so no worry. So let's start the session. Why we need a firewall, right? And what is the most important role in the networking of the firewall? So we have a lot of firewalls available in the market. What I have just explained in the previous session. So not only the firewalls, apart from the physical and the virtual firewalls. So the first we have the firewalls. These firewalls could be the physical firewall, right? Or it could be the virtual firewall, right? So what is the physical firewall? What is the virtual firewall? Let's first explore that. So as I mentioned in the previous sessions, like we have the Palo, right? Palo Alto, we have the FortiGate, we have the FortiGate and Fortinet is the same thing. Fortinet is the company, FortiGate is the product, right? So FortiGate and Fortinet, if someone is going to say, say, you just have to understand both are the same thing. You don't have to be confused. We have the checkpoint firewall, right? We have the Cisco ASA firewall. We have the supposed firewall, other firewall available in the market, a lot of firewalls available in the market. But most these 4 firewall are quite popular in the market. And these firewall come as a physical box, right? And it can as a virtual as well. So what is a virtual and what is a physical? Physical means like a Cisco routers, which is you just install in your rack for your just kind of the any kind of the network connectivity. That is a physical. Similarly, in a virtual, like on GNS3, EVNG, Packet Tracer, you install the images of the router. That is a virtual. Similarly, these firewalls images can be installed in the servers, and that is going to act as a virtual. It is going to be similar kind of the stuff. What physical can do that? Like what you can see in the labs. Let me show you. This is lab. So this firewall you can see here. This firewall is a virtual firewall. It's not a physical firewall, but this firewall is connected with the all my different zones, different LANs, and it is going to exactly work as a similar what physical firewall can do that. Okay, so firewall could be the physical, firewall could be the logical. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, it is not only requirement firewall required only to protect your networks in your company or in your office. It's not like that. Even your PC, your mobile, the firewall is available, right? If you just go and search the Defender, it is available. And by using that firewall, you can basically, hold on, what happened? Yeah, just you are going to basically different kind of the devices like laptop, desktop, tablet, even for the any kind of the IoT devices, any kind of printers, they have the features where you can enable or might be they install the firewall, you can disable the firewalls. That is a defender, and that is also going to control the traffic. Even in the PC, if you want to allow some port, you want to allow some kind of the IPs, URL, that is possible. But that are basically basic things you can do on your PC, but firewall is everywhere. So main goal of the firewall, right? Main goal of the firewall, any traffic I'm sending out or any traffic I'm taking in. Let's suppose this is my computer, right? So this computer might be going to send some traffic out to the internet, or might be it is going to download some traffic from internet to inside of its device. So ideally, what is going to happen if my firewall is not going to be available? Likewise, in our home network, what is going to be happen in home network? This PC is directly going to connect with the ISP router via Wi-Fi, or might be the via wired LAN. And this PC directly going to download, upload any kind of the files from the internet. But what is the challenges going to happen in this scenario? The challenges is going to happen. There is nothing in control by your routers. Means this is the ISP. This ISP just provide one of the router of your home Wi-Fi. This is the router, right? This is known as the Wi-Fi router. This Wi-Fi router simply is sending the signals, and you connected with the your that is your wireless LAN like connectors or adapters, which is installed in your PC. And based on that, you are receiving the signal. So you are just downloading, uploading anything. This PC also have the firewall, but this firewall is a very basic functionality. You can just install the antivirus and all, but they are going to perform the very basic functionality here. So what I mean to say, if any file you are downloading from the internet, might be the file is the virus. And if the antivirus is not there, or might be the expired, this file is going to install in your PC, and this is going to entirely affect your entire PC. Or might be whatever the network which is connected through your home, like televisions, or might be other PC in the LAN, they all are going to be impacted. Might be the DOS attack is going to be happen, any vulnerability attack is going to be happen. This PC is going to be impacted. So nothing is here to protect my any kind of the communication which is happening between my PC to the internet, because ISP router is just kind of the dummy device. It's just spreading the signals, nothing more than that. It's just routing your signals from your LAN to WAN, right? But if I'm going to install the firewall, right, that firewall is acting as a security device, or if it is a physical box, if it is a physical box, then it is going to act as a security device. Even it is going to be virtual box or software which is installed in the server, or might be any simulation platform, it is also going to act as a security device. That having a responsibility, two responsibility, that one is going to monitor, and second is going to be control. What it's going to monitor? It is going to monitor network traffic, right? It is going to monitor network traffic, which is coming from WAN to LAN, right? Or might be it is going from LAN to WAN. So in case of the any scenario, if traffic is going from LAN to WAN, it is going to monitor or control, and anything coming from the WAN to LAN, it is just going to monitor and control. So basically, this device, just think it is a firewall. Device is asking vulnerable device is router. Wait, Device, I'm just coming on that part. What is a vulnerable device? So you just think about this is my device, right? This device is a firewall, right? So this firewall is just having responsive monitor and control. So this is going to act as a barrier, right? It is going to act as a barrier between your LAN network and it is your WAN network. So in technically, LAN always going to known as a trust network. Why trust network? So you are going to be trust network. WAN always going to known as the untrust network. So if I'm going to tell untrust network, that is internet, means you don't have any trust on that, but your LAN have the trust because it's your house, your infra. So you know which kind of the user is going to come in my office, which kind of devices are connected, what is the IP schema, what kind of file transmission is going to happen over the LAN network. So anything is happening in that LAN network, that is known as the trust network. Anything happening on the WAN network, it is an untrust network, that is the internet. So basically it is going to act as a barrier, and in short, even any transition is going to happen from LAN to WAN, it is going to protect you. So basically it's acting as a barrier from the LAN to WAN, trust to untrust, or untrust to trust traffic. It is going to monitor, it is going to control. That's why it's known as the firewall. You can take an example. Likewise, any society you are staying there, any kind of the like a housing society, or might be the building you are staying there. If you are the visitor, right, then security guards, security personnel are going to ask you to show some kind of the identity, or might be they are going to check you where you're going to visit. That they might be call, they might be text, they might be sent via some notification to the app. And if the person is going to be allowed, then only you are going to be in particular inside of the building, or might be the office, or might be the society. If that is going to deny, it is going to be blocked. So again, your security guards are acting as a barrier. And if that is not the barrier is not going to be crossed until you have the valid authentication or confirmation from the concerned person, right? So same way, firewall is going to act as here. And also you can think about why the firewall. So you have the fire and wall. There is two terms. So one is the fire, another. So this known as the a wall which having the fire, right? And if you want to cross this wire, right, it means if you want to cross this wall without any right protection or right permissions, right? So this fire is going to kill you. Simple. This fire is going to kill you. Means it is not going to allow, it is just simply going to deny you or drop you. Simple definition. So fire is, there is something fire, right? And there is a wall. So if you want to cross this firewall, you must have right protection or right permissions. Then only you can cross this fire. Else you are going to be dropped, you are going to be denied. So what does means? Means a user sitting here, user A, want to talk to the internet, and if this user A IP is not allowed to talk to the internet, it will simply drop at the firewall level because he doesn't have any permissions. Let's suppose user A have the permission to go and access the internet, but he doesn't have permission to download any file, right? But he trying to download any file, might be the PDF file, might be the Excel file, whatever he want to download. If he trying to download, this is going to kill because he is not the right person to download the file even. Okay. So that's why it is acting as a fire and wall. Fire means we have something fire running, or might be you want to cross, you not have production, you are going to be killed here. So this is the second definition of the firewall. Moving next, right? We have many technical definitions given by the Abhijit and some other person also, right? So let's do the more deep dive about the firewalls. So how many types of firewall we have? Anyone know types of firewall? Types of firewall? Any idea how many types of firewall we have?
Palo Alto and Checkpoint.
No, these are the vendors. Means
Okay.
I'm trying to understand, means what are types of the firewalls we have?
The software and hardware.
Yeah, these are the two type firewall. Software means okay. How can I ask? Types of firewall, like we have, yes, stateful, stateless. Yes, so we asking. So we having a firewall. Let me just write it here. Okay, we having the firewall. That one is known as the packet filtering firewalls, right? That is known as the stateful firewall, right? Sorry, that is yes, stateful wait. This is, just give me 1 minute. Let me write all the types. Then we have the stateful. The other one is the stateless firewall. Stateful firewall. And the third one is the next gen firewall. That is again part of the stateful firewall. Let me first write, then I'll
ये क्या फीचर हो गया सर, मतलब फायरवॉल फीचर हो गया जैसे एप्लीकेशन
yeah, I'm
मैनेजमेंट
just talking about, give me one minute. Proxy firewalls, right? Why I'm asking, that's very important. So we have the stateful firewall, stateless firewall, right? Let me show here. So probably it is, see here. So we have the stateless firewall, stateful firewall. So I'm just going to cover this one, right? So basically, technically, we have two types of the firewalls. But why I'm talking about the next generation firewall and the proxy firewall? Because it is very important. You're going to understand. You can just consider this is the stateless firewall. So basically, types of firewall, if I'm saying, means how many types of firewall. So someone is going to ask, what is the next generation firewall, right? So it's again a type of the firewall. You are like always going to hear the proxy. Proxy also going to be act as a firewalls. Why? Because let's suppose you are going to very popular proxy as Zscaler, right? Zscaler proxy. Like we have the Prisma access, right? We having a NetSpoke. Right? We have a lot of, we have the Carto, we have a lot of vendors available. So I'm not going to do a lot of deep dive on this, but what I'm trying to make a point, understand, so you guys going to get some more insights. So packet filtering firewall, that is a stateless firewall. So this is the one of the old or legacy firewall, right? Why it is old and legacy? Because somebody mentioned that when I asked what is a firewall, it is going to do the packet filtering based on the layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and layer 7, right? Probably Abhijit or someone else. So before, if I talk about the stateless and stateful, we just have to understand in a packet, what kind of information all we have, right? So if I'm just going to draw a packet, let me just draw a packet. And let's understand, we'll break down all the scenario. What is there inside of this particular packet? So let me write here. So just think about the source MAC. Destination MAC, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port. We have the this is layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and we have the applications, right? And leave it, these are the blank. These two are the blank. We'll discuss later what is that one. And then finally, we have the payload, which is known as the data, right? Actual data. So in a packet, you can see here, we have the different kind of informations. And based on this information, like this is your, let me write it here. This is my layer 2 information. This is my layer 3 information. This is my layer 4 informations. This is my layer 7 information. And leave it some parameter as a blank. We'll discuss about it later on. Then finally, we have the content. That is actual data. So inside of the any packets, you are going to find this kind of informations. So if I talk about, if this packet is going to hit by any firewall, which is known as a stateless firewall, then what is action is going to be taken care by the firewall? If the same packet is going to hit to the stateful firewall or might be the next generation firewall, then what this device is going to take an action, and is the same packet is going to hit to the proxy firewall, right? Or a proxy, then what is going to be happen? So in a first scenario, if the packet is going to be hit to the any packet filtering firewall that is stateless, inside of whatever the information have the packet, this is going to just inspect two information, that is a layer 3 and the layer 4. So only based on the IP, based on the port number, means IP and TCP, UDP port number, whatever we have, right? Based on that, it is going to take an action. Apart from that, it is not going to take any actions. Means what application you are accessing, what data you are transferring from your LAN to WAN or might be WAN to LAN, what kind of like other kind of the content you are sending, it is not going to taken care by the stateless firewall. So they are just going to entertain layer 3 and layer 4. That's why they are the stateless and packet filtering firewall. Now, if I talk about the stateful, in stateful, we can inspect even layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer 7, and your content. Means each and every packet and some other information also, if I want to inspect, that is also possible. So whatever the information I have, that all is going to be inspected by the firewalls. That's why it's a next generation firewall or stateful. So if I'm talking about the next generation firewall or stateful, the meaning is going to be same. It means in case of the any scenario, it is going to inspect my all the packet informations. Either it's a next generation firewall or the stateful firewall. So always a next generation firewall or stateful firewall is going to be known as like next generation firewall by the stateful firewall. Any Palo Alto, Checkpoint, FortiGate, Suppose, ASA, they all are the next generation firewall or stateful firewall because they all having the similar kinds of features. But if we talk about the proxy, so what is a proxy? Proxy is not exact firewall, but nowadays the way proxy architecture has been designed by Zscaler, Prisma Access, and Netspoke or Kato or some other vendors, they are giving the all feature of the firewalls. Means they also having the you can just remove the layer 2 inspection. They also giving the layer 3, layer 4, layer 7, and the content inspection. So earlier what was happening, if I having the HTTP traffic, right, or might be having the HTTPS traffic, web traffic basically, which is known as the web traffic, we use the proxy, like might be the in-house proxy or might be the Zscaler as a proxy. So by using any in-house proxy, might be the Blue Code proxy, and if I have the Zscaler, they only sending the all web traffic to the internet or proxy without any NAT. And this proxy is further going to talk to the internet, and whatever data is going to come from the internet or traffic wanted to send to the internet, this scaler is going to be check all the like, is it legitimate traffic going out or coming in or not? If it is not legitimate, it is going to either block or might be going to give the alerts. So this is how my earlier architecture was working. But gradually they have improved a lot of in your systems or infrastructure. They also integrated the IPS IDS module. They also integrated DLP. Earlier they are just sending supporting for the HTTP and HTTPS traffic, but now they start supporting all type of the traffic. So I mean to say, nowadays proxy firewalls, if you're going to install, even you want to replace this legacy firewall, you can replace that and you can do all the filtering. But if you want to control your internal infrastructure, so that is not possible by the proxy. So let's suppose you are in the LAN, your other user in the LAN, right? So if you want to control some internal network traffic, miss one department, other department, so that is not recommended to use the proxy, send traffic to a proxy and come back to again in your network. So that's why firewall is quite popular in DC infrastructure because DC also having the complexity. So proxy have their own benefits, but even you want to use the proxy for the all type of traffic communication, it is possible. But I would recommend, or might be the other like architect or might be the consultant is going to recommend, if we have any cloud-based traffic, right? If we have the cloud-based traffic, any internet-based traffic, any SaaS-based traffic, right? Any kind of the private public cloud SaaS internet traffic, then use the proxy. It is going to be useful for you. Rest you can control with the firewall. So except these two, right? That means these two are going to be same. This is something where have the layer 3 and layer 4 only inspection. Proxy have some different kind of the use case, which I explain right now. So in type of the firewalls, either I'm going to use the next generation stateful. They are the only choice route right now we have, right? Stateless firewall are very limited. Earlier we have, but now we don't have the stateless firewall. So in short, if I talk about the firewall, nowadays we are using the next generation firewall. So every firewall nowadays is the next generation firewall, or maybe we are using the proxy solutions. Okay, clear? Any questions, guys?
Yes. See, we also have this web application firewall now. can we say that if we compare the proxy firewall and the web application firewall, so proxy is only in filtering the web traffic, and the web application firewall is only used for the applications which is been hosted inside or might be in DMZ, and to have a granular control of the access of the applications, WAF is used. Can we say that?
So see, WAF is basically, so if you just talk, I understand. So we have another concept. If you guys not aware, so we know the WAF, which is known as the web application firewall. So as a name you see here, this is basically web application. So anything you want to control based on the application layer, especially it's come in the load balancer scenario. If you are using a net scaler F5, so you are going to find this WAF firewall. Apart from this application control, WAF is not going to be available in like normal network architecture or proxy architecture. Only it is available when you want to control your application or you want to do the load balancing. So WAF is going to be come in a picture. So it is going to act as a tool or might be the firewall, which is going to protect your application from any kind of attacks. So if any attack is going to be happen, that is going to be protected by the web, and that is only going to work on the layer 7. It is not going to inspect on the layer 4, layer 3. So that is only difference we have in the WAF and the normal firewall, Abhijit. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, in basically scenario, if you have some knowledge about the we have the like F5 LTM.
LTM,
Yeah, we have the F5 GTM, right?
right. Yeah.
And we have the F5 ASM.
Yes.
So this is something WAF. ASM is WAF. This is pure your load balancer. This is
Local,
DNS,
yeah.
DNS load balancer. This is for the WAF. So if you are
Right.
going to use the F5 ASM, right? So this is only module which is going to give you the web application firewalls, which is going to protect your all the application. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Or we are good?
And
Saleh?
yeah, sorry. And one
Yeah.
more question.
Mhm.
Like, see, in the real world scenario, like if we have a firewall implemented, okay,
Mhm.
and if there is kind of intrusion from the outside, okay,
Mhm.
so in that scenario, like, are the hackers will be able to, bypass the firewall until and unless what I know is, until unless the inside user won't download any kind of application, like from the phishing kind of thing, the hackers will not get access to the network, right? So in this case, like when we implement a hardware based firewall, or as you said, the software based virtual firewalls.
Mhm.
So if we like if we say, if the hackers wants to have the access of the inside, until and
Mhm.
unless the inside user don't do anything, they will not be able to access, or they still can access it.
Let me explain. Give me some few minutes, you'll get the answer. So
Okay.
you're talking about the cyber threats,
Cyber attack. Yeah.
yeah, or might be the attacks, right? You're talking about that.
Correct.
So first we have to understand what are all the type of the cyber threats or attacks available, and then how it is going to possible. Okay. So let me write one by one. So first we can write as the sorry, vulnerabilities. Okay.
Yeah.
Second, we have the malware, right? We all know that.
Right.
Third, we have the spyware.
Spyware.
Sorry, let me write third here. Spyware. Fourth, we have the virus, right? We all know
Right.
that, right?
Right.
And
Trojan is there.
yeah,
Trojan.
let me, I just classify DOS or DDoS. This is another thing. Now, if I talk about the malware, right? So malware have the lot of varieties. So malware is a bigger word. So if I talk about the malware itself have the virus. So virus should not special category. We have the virus. we have the worm, right? We have the Trojan, right?
Mhm.
So the other many things also I'm not able to recall, but they are the major things, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have the a lot of things available in a cybersecurity which need to be protected.
right.
So let's understand. Also, we have the one more thing which I forgot. DLP, right?
Yeah,
Data leak prevention,
data
data
leak
loss
prevention.
preventions, right?
Yeah.
So we just have to be also aligned with our firewall policy.
Yes.
So let's understand what is the vulnerability. Anyone know that? What is the vulnerability? First, understand what is the vulnerability. If someone is going to ask that, if you're going to become a firewall engineer, cybersecurity, so what is the vulnerability? Any guess? Any answer?
Kind of a threat, you can say, like
I understand it's a threat. If someone is going to ask you a real-time example, so Devesh have one of the good example, weakness in your network. So let me put it
Correct.
here. So Devesh write it here, weakness in your network. So let me put it here. So vulnerability, he is saying, as per him, weakness in your network. That is a vulnerability. That's very nice. So this is one definition. What others? So any vulnerability, if someone is going to ask any vulnerability, that means something flaws in your system. Means some kind of the loopholes. By using that loopholes, I'm going to misuse the systems or might well misuse the information. That is a vulnerability. Like take an example. Let's suppose Google design a very good kind of software, right? But might be he designed one of the software code and that code have some kind of the loopholes. By using that code, some other people attack on particular websites, or might be this is the website. Just think about, and if I'm trying to open this website, right? This is the website you can just think about, or might be the yeah, you can just use this website. This website design like might be very nicely and all, but something loopholes available. By using that loophole, someone taken access of this website and they deleted all the content from this website. So what is going to be happen? Probably this is going to lose each and everything, right? So the flaws in a software, the flaws in the hardware, or might be in your even the physical infrastructure. Let's suppose you build a very nice building, right? And you protect it from the everywhere, but one window that is facing toward the your neighbor balcony, you not close that, and might be that neighbor is very naughty or might be some kind of the bad person, and midnight he just jump in your house and he just taken some valuable item from your house. That's again a flaw on your house structure or security, and he just did the misuse, right? So that is the vulnerability. So in one line, flaws or might be the weakness in your network. That is a very nice given by the Deves, right? Weakness in your system, or might be you can just tell like any kind of the flaws in your software or hardware that basically you inviting attackers to just attack in your system, or they might be going to exploit. That is the vulnerabilities, right? Just take an example, missing a patch, right? Any kind of the your software that need to be upgraded, but you didn't do that. And that can lead to the expose your system, expose your sensitive data, and then it is going to be create a problem for you. So this is a vulnerability. This is a one thing. Clear, everyone? About the vulnerability?
Yes.
So this vulnerability could be either from your inside of network to outside, might be your firewall is there, right? Your firewall is there, but might be IT department who created the firewall rule, right? Marketing department, HR department doesn't have any idea about the firewall rules, right? So you told them if you are going to access XYZ website, it is not going to accessible. You told that it is going to access by ABC website, it is not going to accessible. So they know that if I'm trying to access social media, it is not going to accessible. They know that if I'm trying to use any kind of entertainment website, it is not going to be accessible. But being a network engineer, might be you have the special privilege to log into the firewalls, and you know that even in the social networking website, certain type of the application is allowed. and you can access that. So you just misusing the information of the firewall rules, and you are just accessing those applications which suppose you not access that. You don't should be access that, but because you know the flow, like you know the like loopholes of your firewall policy, and because of that you are accessing. That is your inside to outside of the vulnerability attack is going to happen. So it's kind of the again a problem. Another things might be attackers sitting on the internet. They are going to reach out your public IP address of the firewalls from the outside to inside, right? By coming from the inside to outside to inside, they come to know your firewall interface doesn't have any kind of the higher level of security. Means the interface which is facing to the internet, they're not having any kind of the access list. They're not having the any kind of the management. Just allow the management profile, not allow the SSH. They also allow the telnet. So by leveraging that, the basically telnet feature, they can reach out to their interface. They try to break the password and all, and they can enter your networks. That's again a part of the vulnerability and should be protected. Okay. So this kind of the things always going to be there, and you should be able to protect from that kind of a network problems also, right? So that is also part of the vulnerability. Now, if I talk about the malware, what is a malware? We discussed about the vulnerability. What is the malware, guys?
Malware is a malicious software.
Yes, right.
It's a
Malware
malicious
is
code. It's a malicious code generated by attackers.
yes, yes. So malware is very nice. Thank you. What Juhi Patel, right? Who told that?
No, I am Sandeep Chauhan.
So okay, name is coming as Juhi Patel. Sorry, let me rewrite you.
Oh, no
Sandeep.
issue.
Okay, might be your daughter or might be your something.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, nice name by the way. Okay, let me rewrite you. So yes, I just rewrite your name. So thanks, Sandeep. So he just speak correctly means virus or might be worm and Trojan. What is that? So basically, they are going to leverage that any kind of the like malicious software, right? That is going to attach with the any legitimate program or might be any kind of the what you can say like useful program which is going to use in like in production environment, and you are not going to identify that. It's going to be look like a very original thing, but it is actually a problem. So that's why malware is going to come in form of the either virus or might be the worm or Trojan. So virus, right? Virus is most about the virus is something a malicious code, malicious software. Trojan is also it is just look like the legitimate software, but it is going to perform as a bad things which is going to impact your system. So Trojan is again part of the bad software kind of things, but it is just look like a very similar kind of the it's a legitimate software. And worm is this self, it is going to replicate that any kind of the virus we have, right? So any kind of bad thing in having any kind of bad things in my network, like the Trojan or virus, it is going to propagate within the network. Means it is just going to spread the things. Likewise, you can think about one of the friend you told like I have top secret. You don't tell to anyone, but he is going to tell. He just going to commit. Okay, I'm not going to tell anyone, but he's going to tell X to Y, Y to other person, and it is going to be known by the whole of the department, whole of the friend circle, might be family persons. This is how worm is going to propagate it, right? So this is how worm and virus and the Trojan is going to part of the malware category. Means anything bad of the software that is known as the these kind of the malwares. Now, if we talk about the spying activity, so spying activity is something. Let's suppose it is not kind of the attack. It is not kind of the any attack. They are going to just look about your informations, might be outside to inside or inside to outside. So just you can think जैसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं रेकी करना, right? So if some incident someone want to do that, he will first collect and gather your informations before going to take any action. So someone want to do any kind of the someone want to send any kind of the malware in your network, or might be he want to do the DOS attack, vulnerability attack, DLP, whatever. So he's just going to do some kind of the homework, and it is going to collect your sensitive information from your network, and based on that sensitive information he is going to take some kind of the action. So that's why spying is something it's very dangerous. If you stop the spying activity, probably you are going to stop the vulnerability, malware, any kind of other Trojan and the worm and viruses thing as well. So simply, if someone is doing the spying activity, means he is just trying to collect the sensitive information without your consent, without your knowledge, and based on that sensitive information, he is going to do some kind of the bad thing against you, right? And DOS. So the spying is not going to harm you when it is going to attack has happened, but it is going to lead to harm you in terms of the different type of the attack. So what is a DOS? So DOS is something, it is going to basically destroy your resources, right? It is not going to like make your network down. Let's suppose any kind of the network I have. So based on that network, what is going to be happen? My WAN interface might be facing toward the internet. They will send the unrelevant traffic or might be the illegitimate traffic too much on my WAN interface. And because of that, my bandwidth is going to be 100% shocked. So what is going to be happen? If my bandwidth is going to be 100% shocked, so I will not able to send any legitimate traffic from LAN to WAN or maybe the WAN to LAN. So it lead to an incident and where my all legitimate traffic is going to be dropped. So the DOS is just destroy your reputations, destroy your services, and this might be the DOS attack, which is known as the denial of services, and DDoS is the distributed denial of services. The DOS something it is going to be triggered by the one location. DDoS is going to trigger with the multiple locations. So in DDoS, it is going to be danger more. DOS is a little bit less danger, but still we have this provision to protect this kind of attack in the Palo Alto Firewall. DLP again, you want to protect your sensitive data, that is going to help you about that. So Vijit, do you get your answer or still have any kind of the
No,
questions?
no, I got it. So basically, the thing is like we need to be ensure regarding the measures which we have discussed. So these all measures needs to be done on regular basis so that we can protect the like we can't be like we can protect the attacks from outside.
Yes. So whenever you just create the any kind of the policy, right? Any kind of the rule, right? We will do the very deep dive. You can see these all are the in our syllabus. So
Correct.
what I
Yeah.
explain, so we'll do the live testing, how the virus is going to protect in the firewall, how the spying activity is going to protect it, how the vulnerability is going to protect, how the URL filtering, DLP, DOS, wildfire, security profile, file blocking, application control. So this all we are going to test it. And being a firewall engineer, you should know these all features.
Yes.
And you have to be do the configuration in the production environment. That's why you're the firewall engineer. You're going to get more salary. Okay.
Yeah.
So we learn here. All right. So I'll
Yep.
explain how it is going to be happen. So I hope at least you guys have the basic idea. Any questions? Anything? Anyone want to discuss? Or we are good till here?
सर बोले थे कि ये डीएमजी जो बोले, ये डीएमजी का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है सर?
Okay. DMG basically known as a demilitarized zone. So DMG is nothing, right? In any network, right? You have different kind of zones. So might be if you want to put your any sensitive or very secure data, right? So that is known always going to put as a DMG zone. It's a very secure zone. If someone is going to enter this zone, they have to gone through various security checks. So that is a DMG. That is not a demilitarized zone. That's a very sensitive zone. Or you can just think about might be you are going to visit any kind of the public place, right? In that public place, also some offices are going to be there. Let's think about you are going to visit somewhere in the New Delhi in India Gate, or might be the Rashtrapati Bhavan, or might be the Prime Minister House. We have a lot of places, right? We can go and visit there. But still, there are some designated place, right, where might be president is going to be stay, prime minister is going to stay, or some minister is going to stay. You cannot go there. You cannot go there without having a right security checks or right pass, right? So similar way, in every company network, they have special demilitarized zone. Demilitarized zone means they have the sensitive data or my sensitive network area if any packet want to enter in that particular area, they have rigorous kind of the check, very strict check. And if that is going to pass, then only resources is going to be accessible. Any data is going to be out from this particular network, that also going to filter very rigorously from the firewall, proxy, or might be other like networking security devices. Then only it is going to be sent to the internet. That is known as DMZ zone. Ranjan, you understand?
सर इसमें अगर मैं एक डेटा सेंटर का एनवायरनमेंट में सोचूं इसको, तो इसमें मेरा अलग अलग कंपनी का 4-5 कंपनी का मेरा फायरवॉल लगाया हुआ है। डाटा सेंटर पहले ये इम्प्लीमेंट है डीएमजी। तो इसको मैं कैसे सोचूंगा? मेरा 4 कंपनी का है, पेलो अल्टो का है, एफटीडी का है, चेक पॉइंट का है ये। तो इसमें मेरा डीएमजी का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या रहेगा, ये मुझे थोड़ा बताइए।
हाँ ठीक है। सो सी यू आस्किंग हिंदी, बट मैं इंग्लिश में बता रहा हूँ। सो
कोई
देखो,
दिक्कत नहीं, बीच बीच में
हाँ
बोलिए।
ठीक है। सो बिकॉज आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द ऑडियंस ऑल्सो. So you mentioned like the data center, right? So if I go in the data center, the data center, I just wanted to take one of diagram. So just take an example, okay? So you mentioned we have the multiple, like you have the entity data center, right? This is entity data center. This might be the Wipro data center. This is the essential data center, right? So each data center, they have the different area, right? In data center might be they are going to have one area which is for the just for the servers, right? And one area that is again for the any kind of the controllers, right? Might be they are using some controllers for the network connectivity. And one area they are having the storage for the all data, and here they are hosting the application. Similar kind of concept is going to be happen for the Accenture, Wipro, and the entity, all having the 3 regions. So might be in a single data center where you are just storing your data, right? They are might be very sensitive for you, right? Where you're hosting the application, that is also sensitive for you. Might be where you're hosting the controller, that not sensitive for you. So within the data center location, you can make the area like this is a DMG area. Let me do the, so this is my DMG area, right? Or might be, let me put, this might be a DMG area. This is my normal area, right? This is my DMJ. This is my DMJ. DMZ. DMZ. This is normal. This is normal. So if anyone wanted to go in this area, they have to do like, and they have to went through a lot of checks. So that's why it's a demilitarized zone, because it have the very sensitive information and it is not going to be exposed on the normal conditions. You understand? रंजन, आपको समझ में आया कि मैं
जी
क्या
जी
कहने को?
जी
तो
सर,
विद इन द
समझ
डेटा सेंटर वी डिफाइन सम लॉजिकल नेटवर्क इन द फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, लॉजिकल बाउंड्री, right? And in this logical boundary we put more security. Likewise, you can just take
क्या
an
है?
example, just take an example, another example.
ओके
Let's suppose this is your house, okay? This is your house, right? This house having 4 area, right? This is your room number 1, this is your room number 2, this is your room number 3. This is your might be the normal entrance area, or might be a drawing hall, you can just say that. So anyone coming from outside, any person, they are going to stay in the drawing hall, right? They might be access the common washroom which is attached with these rooms, but these rooms are very sensitive. Might be you are keeping your jewelry, or you're just keeping some kind of the other confidential information. So you are going to close this door, right? And you're not going to open this door. And if the person who is coming from the outside wanted to go this area, so probably you are going to ask the permissions. Why basically he want to visit? If you feel his right person need to allow, then you are going to allow. So within a house, you having 4 area, 2 area can be shared by the person who is coming from the outside, might be for the room 1 and the drawing hall area, but he want to go in the room 2 and room 3. they are special area, that is DMG area. They have the important information. Might be you having a lot of cash, right? Might be you are too rich, right? You have a lot of cash, so you don't want to go someone inside this area and see my cash. It's a lot of jewelry, right? Or might be some kind of the arms, right? You're putting like, so you don't want to go someone in and see my arms and other things. So you can make that as a demilitarized zone, and you are not going to open this gate unless and until you are purposefully want they can visit this area. So I hope you understand, Ranjan. Clear?
ये सर समझ पाए हैं। तो क्या है कि वो डेटा सेंटर में ही है हम अभी, तो उसीलिए वो लोग जब डीएमजेड में कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करते हैं, कुछ काम करते हैं, तो इसका फंडा मुझे याद मतलब समझ नहीं आ रहा था, इसलिए मैंने ये पूछा कि
नहीं कोई
डीएमजेड में
बात नहीं,
लेकिन
hey, पूछना क्वेश्चन ऑलवेज गुड, राइट? जो समझ नहीं आया, राइट, यू शुड आस्क दैट।
इसमें जो है सर, इसमें क्या जैसे सभी L2 L3 इंजीनियर्स जो हैं, वो सभी सभी क्या ये इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का काम कर पाते हैं डीएमजेड में? सबके पास रहता है ऐसा एक्सेस?
See, actually, doing configuration in networking or security, probably L2 and L3 have the access. It's not like only L3 or L2 can do that. But yes, definitely, if something very sensitive and some important communication is going on, so always it is going to happen by the change process, right? So you want to do any changes, so there is going to be happen by the change process where L2 is wanted to perform the change. So that is going to be open a change. It is going to check by the various stakeholders, right? And then it is going to approve, and then it is going to be implemented. So it's totally dependent on organization to organization. Many organizations allow to L2, L3, and L4. Some organization might be very specific for the few people. That people only can do the changes who are in charge for the DMG, so they can do that also. So it's not hard and fast rule. Only L2 or L3 can do that. It's up to your organizational structures and their leadership decisions. Okay.
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
All right. So if you want to read the DMZ, DMZ demilitarized zone is a network that acts as a buffer between the organization internal network and the internet or other untrusted network. It's a sub network that contains the organization external facing services such as the web servers, mail server, and DNS. So these are the very important, and nobody is going to basically like come without the permission. That's the purpose of DMZ, to protect the organization internal network from the untrusted traffic while still allowing the access to the internet. DMG provides the extra layer of the security, separating the services, restricting the access, monitoring. So everything is going to happen in DMG. So until or until you are going to purposefully allow, it is not going to be allowed. Right? Clear?
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
All right. So let's discuss about. So we discussed about the firewalls, right? And let me see. Yeah. So again, let's little bit discuss the stateful versus the stateless firewall. I'll take 5 to 10 minutes more, and we'll conclude that, right? Because we discussed about threads, we discussed about the different firewall architecture, means firewall types, stateful, etc. So let's do a little bit more discussion about the stateless and the stateful firewall. So earlier I discussed the stateless firewall is not going to basically like check more than layer 3 and layer 4 information, but stateful is going to check every information, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer 7, and the data content, everything is going to be checked. What else differences we have in the stateful and the stateless? So basically in a stateless firewall, if I talk about, they are going to maintain the access control list. So ACL is going to be there, and any communication which is going to happen from this PC to the internet, always going to check the ACLs. Right? That is a stateless, means 1,000 time he want to go on the internet, it is going to check 1,000 time the ACL list, access control list. But in the stateful, what is going to happen? It is also going to maintain the ACL, which is known as the policy for the any communication. But when a user is going to access the internet, first time it is going to check the policy, which is equivalent to ACL. But once it is going to hit the policy, it is going to maintain the state table. So next time when the user want to go on the internet, it will not check the policy, it will just check the state table and to go to the internet. So this is how the stateful is going to maintain the state, like it's going to maintain the cache table. And based on that, they are going to allow the communication toward the internet, right? So that's why you can see here in stateful versus stateless firewall, that is going to work by treating the each packet as an isolated unit, where the stateful firewall work by maintaining the context about the active session and use the state information to speed the packet processing. So because every time they have to check the access control list, so because the processing is going to be slow, here it is going to maintain the cache table, a state table. So it is going to be speed of the packet like processing. But a stateless firewall basically it's going to less memory utilization, less security, right? Connection state is going to be unknown. They have to do less work, than it is going to be fast, and it is going to treat each packet as an individual unit. But the stateful is just going to maintain the state table, and it is going to maintain the active session. So packet processing is going to be fast, but it is going to be based on the flow, and it is going to based on the packet. Their CPU utilization is going to be high because they have to do a lot of work. Security is going to be high. They are going to maintain the all known connections, and it is overall performance is going to be slow. But if you compare overall security, because firewall is very powerful, stateful nowadays, that is you are not going to be even understand how slow it is, right? Because it's always going to be faster. So you are not going to be understand is slow or fast. But yes, if you talk about the like one is very less work doing and one is doing too much work, so overall their performance is going to be a little bit downgrade in terms of the packet processing. So this is all about the stateful versus the stateless. All right, guys. Any questions?
सर ये जो आप बता रहे हो लाइक द आउटबाउंड ट्रैफिक, ये अभी स्टेट टेबल में एंट्री करता है, बट व्हाट अबाउट द इनबाउंड ट्रैफिक? लाइक जब इनबाउंड ट्रैफिक के लिए भी सेम वे होता है या कैसे?
So even you're talking about the outbound traffic or inbound traffic, in both scenario it is going to be same. It is not going to be changed,
Okay.
right? So every packet which is going via LAN to WAN or WAN to LAN, it is always going to be like maintain the state table.
Okay.
So Deves is asking behavior tracking. So see, the way it's kind of the again like it's a behavior tracking. I believe you're talking about the cybersecurity only, right? Deves? Yeah, okay. So behavior tracking is again the process, right? Basically, you can think in this way. It is just going to analyze or monitor individual actions. Let's suppose you having the thousands of employee on your company, right? Just giving an example. So they want to track the behavior status. Like suppose you daily basis coming on your office, right? And you using 50 or maybe 500 or 1 GB data throughout the day, right? Just upload, download, or might be doing any work, 1 GB data, or maybe the 15 GB data. But next day you coming to your office, right? And you are going to use 100 GB data, right? So this behavior tracking, just giving an example so you can understand, it is going to generate a flag. Hey, why this user suddenly from 15 GB to 100 GB uses happen, right? So something not good, right? Because the user behavior has been changed because it's too much. So they are going to track your all connection, what you have done, what are the file you have download and upload, what system, what environment, what network. So by doing this, they will come to know why this behavior has been changed, whether the user has been basically downloaded something which is basically protected for the network, or might be that there is a loophole in my network. And then they will do whole analysis. And then probably if you are something doing wrong, they will catch you or take action, or might be if something is flawless in the system, then they will correct that. So this is the behavior kind of the tracking. So it is just one example. It could be multiple way, right? So it's a very big topic, right? But it's a part of cybersecurity. Did you get the best? What does mean behavior tracking? Okay, thank you. So there are lot of things like their network behavior, threat detection, zero trust security, proactive security, real time insight, adaptability, right? Privacy concern, complexity, firewall log, SIM integration, machine learning model, endpoint detection. So a lot of things are there in the behavior tracking. So that is a cybersecurity is very big. But yes, I just give an example like the data pattern might be going to change for the behavior tracking. That's a good question. Okay. After very long, someone asked this. So I just even forgot about, but I recall one of the example. Okay. So anything else, guys? Or we are good for today? Probably we connect from the Monday. Monday onward, we'll have the regular sessions. So if all good, shall we conclude the session for today?
So there is one question from Mohan.
Okay. How to mitigate the okay, so yes, so this Palo Alto Firewall have the DOS protections, right? So what is DOS protections? I'll explain. This is my firewall, right? Let me log in. Probably I can log in the firewall. 192.168.1.156 HTTPS. See if I can log in. So there is a feature, right? We have the special DOS protection feature. I will show in the lab also, but let me show you. If I explain, it is going to take another 30 minutes. But as we have the special feature where we can protect the DOS, let me show you. Probably we have already done the DOS protections. I'll show the logs as well. So give me 1 minute. So if you go here, see this is DOS protections, right? So we have the multiple type of DOS attacks. It could be the TCP DOS attack, UDP DOS attack, right? So see here, TCP DOS attack, UDP, ICMP. So we create one of the DOS protection profile here based on the flood type, which type of the flood I want to protect, right? So we have to create this protections profile, which we created. After that, we have to go in the policy and we have to create a DOS protection policy, right? So based on that DOS protection policy, let's suppose your traffic is coming from untrust to any trust or my DMJ. So we are going to define where the traffic is coming, from which zone, what is the source IP from to which zone, and then what action you want to do that. You want to protect or allow or deny. So basically we do the protection. So based on this protection, we have created a DOS protection profile. They are going to protect our network. And if that is traffic is legitimate, they will allow. If the traffic is like not legitimate, they are going to basically, let me show you. They will just going to give you the just let me see the logs if I can see from here. So I can have the log or not. So log is going to come in here in thread. Okay. So right now it is too many logs. So let me see if I'm finding a DOS, I can find the logs. So there are logs definitely going to be there. Let me see. No, it is not, filter is not correct. So how can I show you? Let me figure out from untrust. Let me see what all traffic. See here, so vulnerability is there. Data filtering, HIP talk. So right now we don't have the DOS attack. So all DOS attack is going to be available as a threat, right? And we can see that what all DOS attack has been done. So I will show you, no need to worry, but yes, we have the provision, we can configure. Maybe this firewall doesn't have the log, so I'm not able to show you. Let me try to check here if I can find any log, if it is available here. But yes, definitely we'll learn how the policy is going to configure, how the I will do the live DOS attack, and you're going to see that how all DOS is going to protect it. So don't worry about that, because
Yes,
we
sir.
have the yes, Mohan.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, I just wanted to know when it is a when we face a DDoS attack, we get traffic from different number of IPs, resources from different countries. Uh, how to mitigate when we get a
So
attack?
if you have any DOS attack, so you have to get DOS protection profile, okay? So in DOS protection profile, we have the different kind of the protections. There is a sync flood, UDP flood, ICMP flood, ICMP v6 flood, and another IP flood. So you have to define which, let's suppose TCP, UDP have just simple rule. They just have to drop randomly, right? But sync flood, we have random early and sync cookie. So what does means random early means any traffic coming randomly. It is if any alert is going to be happen, if any traffic is going to exceed whatever the alarm rate activated and max that you have configured, based on that, let's suppose you supposed to get 100 connection per second, right? But suddenly you start getting 500 connections. So that is not good, right? For your network. Means something is not good in network. That's why you are getting unnecessary connections. So it is going to block you. So this action is going to trigger, and based on that, it is going to block you. So there is two conditions. It's going to be do the random drops, or if you're going to do the sync cookies, so those traffic is going to drop which have the not three-way handshake process. Okay, Mohan? So we'll see how it is
Thank
going
you.
to configure and the lab is going to be checked. So I'll show you the live how the lab is going to be configured for this one.
So
So
one last thing.
yes,
One last thing.
please go ahead, ask.
So
No
is
worries.
this feature is there? Is this feature is there on Fortinet? Fortinet?
What?
What is this feature is there on Fortinet?
Yes, this feature is on FortiGate as well. Every firewall this have the feature.
Can you show that? If possible.
So FortiGate, we have the separate session. I will show you in the FortiGate. Don't need to worry. Okay. So we have the different
Sure, sure.
lecture for the FortiGate. So I'll show you because I'm the instructor for the both of those. So don't worry about that. So once we do the FortiGate classes, I'll show you. Okay. You just join that.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
Because FortiGate lab is not ready. So I cannot.
No, we'll see in the.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Any other question? So let's see. This is the Linux PC calendars where you can do the live DOS attack. So we can see how it is going to protect it. Okay, guys. So I believe we are good, right? Thank you so much for your time and see you on the Monday and we can continue the session. All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.